back to Wrath of the Righteous with Phantom Mouse. Again, we're playing bonus the Oread Warpriest.
The mongrel did it.
Land guns crossed.
Save the last one for me.
Another fight against the giant frog. Trying to next.
They'll beg me to stop!
You've crossed the wrong mongrel.
Good job. Somebody else out there. Okay.
I got this.
Into the fray!
What's that?
I found
Here comes trouble.
something.
First up is a rock. Sometimes it either won't let you carry it. It just drops in. Yeah. Good job. And you got the bonus
You won't survive me.
there. Bonus? Help out.
Damn you!
Good job. Okay, continuing on our way. Ooh, cutscene. Wonderwog glances at land, who's fixing his slit bowstring, and quickly walks over to him. Her cat-like eyes glow from beneath her head. Listen here, you. I don't know who you are or where you come from, but you and I are the only two people here who see things clearly. That's why I'm asking you, don't show the light of heaven, that's all. Land assured the light should be shown to the mongrels. Land, Wonderwog grimaces, and then that guttural husky snarl unfurls in her throat. He wants to play a hero. His first idea, if you remember, was to grab his sword and run headlong into the maze. Does that sound like a plan to you? To me, it sounds like suicide. The worst part is that the tribe actually take his words to heart and follow where he leads. I thought you considered the mongrels to be great warriors. The descendants of great warriors. I believe that we're worthy of greatness. But we are strong and can do many things. That's why we were chased down here. We scared people. But it's one thing to go hunting in the caves, and another to fight in the shield maze. Wenderwog leans closely, her pupils dilating. I've been there. I've spent my whole life training so I can make it through all the way to the end. There are more of us trackers at the start. We were young and stupid. What's a couple of monsters when there's a whole world out there waiting for us? That's what we thought, but we weren't prepared for the maze. It isn't just a physical challenge, it's cunning and full of traps. It's dark as the primordial night, and if you close your eyes and listen, you hear whispers right behind you, and soft singing in the distance that seems to rise and fall with the beating of your heart. Winterrock looks away. I had to learn from my friends' mistakes. I had to step over their bodies and go further. I don't want to have to do that again. And it will happen again if a crowd of ill-prepared fighters burst into the maze with no idea where they are all going. All because Land believes that a glowing sword will solve all of our problems. But you want to save the kids lost in the maze? I do want to, but I'm not going to risk the future of the tribe for the sake of a few stupid kids. Chief Saul is hesitant, and for good reason. He also understands how dangerous this is for the tribe. Lan's the only one who benefits from these childish games of heroism. I'll go alone if I have to, and find them, or whatever's left of them, without any heroics, relying only on myself, risking only my own life. You and your friends, you can come with me. Perhaps we can make it to the end of the maze together and find a way to the surface. I'll think about it. Let's go. Winterwalk nods. Don't show the chief the light, and I'll lead you through the maze to the surface. I swear it. So Winterwalk doesn't want us to show the sword. Lan wants us to show the sword. Let's take a look at their character sheets. Lan is lawful neutral, which means a creature's overall moral and personal attitudes are represented by its alignment. Lawful good, neutral, good, chaotic good, lawful neutral, neutral, chaotic neutral, lawful evil, or chaotic evil. Good characters protect innocent lives. Evil characters debase or destroy it, whether for fun or profit. Lawful characters tell the truth, keep their word, respect authority, honor tradition, and judge those who fall short of their duties. Chaotic characters follow their consciences, resent being told what to do, favor new ideas, new traditions, and favor new ideas over tradition, and keep their promises only if they feel like it. Lan is lawful neutral. That means for him the law comes first, whether it would help somebody or hurt somebody. Menderwag is neutral evil. That means she doesn't really care about the law one way or the other. She just wants her way. Given the two, I think I trust Lan a little bit more. Your first impression of the mongrel village is of a squalid dump with the odors to match. Unblinking, glowing eyes watch you from the gloom, and deformed shadows slope between the huts. You see some mongrels gutting white eyeless fish, while others are repairing fishing nets. All the signs of a normal village life, but intense expectation hangs in the air. A heavy-set, aged mongrel slowly shuffles his way towards you. The hair on his head grows in limp, wispy strands, and his face has a distinctly rat-like appearance, with pronounced teeth, and you hear a rattling sound in his chest with every breath he takes. One of his eyes is white, fully scarred by cataracts, while the other gleams with moisture. Uplandish, eh? End times are upon us, indeed. Chief Saul, we found the angel sword, and we found the one who can wield it. Lan points at you. He had a vision, and now the angel sword, together with the light of heaven, are somehow inside him. Gather the tribe, anyone who can hold a weapon. The young ones are still alive. We can go save them. Saul raises his hand with ragged, broken fingernails. Ah, Lan. Always dreaming. Always talking. You're too hasty. Too hasty for your own good. It's going to get you in trouble. Saul eyes you up and down. An uplander with the light of heaven. That's too good for us. Our kind don't have good things happen. There's always a catch. Lan trusts people because she likes to believe. Isn't that right, Lan? I'm the chief. I don't work on faith. Show the light. Renderwog stares at you intently, like a cat catching a bird, and shakes her head in warning. Lawful. Lan speaks the truth. The heavenly flame flares to life at your unspoken command, bright, pure, dancing with multicolored sparks, like a sunbeam passing through stained glass. The mongrels abandon their tasks and stare, transfixed. The light is bright but not blinding. It is warm, but its warmth is soul deep. Saul is silent for a while. Tears are streaming down his wide, pale face. But the old man doesn't even care to wipe them away. So it's true. The angel did not forsake us. No, he came back. Back from the dead. He came to save our children. Lan gives you a nod of thanks. The scaled half of his face is indifferent, but the human half is visibly relieved, as if he wasn't sure all this time that you would support him. Wenderwog hisses at you like an angry cat. See these fishermen and these hunters, these husks of men and women? Their blood will be on your hands. We had the blessing of angels. We will survive and help the young tribesmen. Idiot! You see a bright light, and now you think even the maze is too much for you? No match for you? You always think the worst, Wender. You're not on our own in this anymore. We've got allies. Well, a couple at least. But one good fighter's worth 10 bad ones. You had the right of it, Lan. But we're neithers. We're going to wait. I sent a message to summon all the tribes. It will take time, yes. But they will all come. They will all come for the light. Wait, Lan. Wait, Uplanders. Rest a while in one of our huts. Our home is your home. Lan sighs. Alright, Chief. Understood. Let's hope that a few hours isn't the difference between life and death for those kids. If they ask me what took us so long, I'll tell them it is your decision. Wenderog only grits her teeth in silence. And we leveled up. With fullness, I'm going to go Warpriest again. I'm going lore, religion, and persuasion. I'm positive energy fervor. Meaning at second level, a Warpriest can draw upon the power of his faith to heal wounds or harm foes. You can only use this ability to quickly cast spells. You can also use this ability to quickly cast spells that aid in his struggles. This ability can be used a number of times per day, equal to half his Warpriest level, plus his Wisdom modifier. By expending one use of this ability, a good Warpriest, or one who worships a good deity, can touch a creature to heal it for 1d6 points of damage, plus an additional dice 6 points of damage for every 3 Warpriest levels he possesses above 2nd, to a maximum of 7 dice 6 at 20th level. Using this ability is a standard action, unless the Warpriest targets himself, in which case it's a swift action. Alternatively, the Warpriest can use this ability to harm an undead creature, dealing the same amount of damage he would otherwise heal with a melee touch attack. Using Fervor in this way is a standard action that provokes an attack of opportunity, which means they can hit you because you're doing what you're doing. Undead do not receive a saving throw against this damage. This counts as positive energy. An evil Warpriest, or one who worships an evil deity, can use this ability to deal damage to living creatures with a melee touch attack and heal undead creatures with a touch. This counts as negative energy. A neutral war priest who worships a neutral deity, or one who is not devoted to a particular deity, uses this ability as a good war priest if he chose to spontaneously cast cure spells, or as an evil war priest if he chose to spontaneously cast inflict spells. We're a good war priest, so we do positive energy, healing the living, wounding the undead. Our wisdom is of 16, so we have a +3 modifier, and our war priest levels is 2. So half of 2 is 1, and then +3 is 4, so we can use this 4 times a day. Sela is a paladin. Paladins are holy warriors. Again, lower religion, but with her trickery because of her background. And I'm going to put 2 points in it to make her decent. She gained land, hands, others, self, and land hands, and divine grace. Land hands is just like the one that we got from the war priest. Divine grace, at second level, a paladin gains a bonus equal to her charisma bonus, if any, on all saving throws. She's got a +2, so all of her saving throws, her fortitude, reflex, and will went up by 2. Fortitude is like poisons and stuff. Reflex is to get out of the way. Will is somebody's attacking your mind. Camellia stays with Spirit Hunter. We go trickery and persuasion. For Hex, I like to start out with Protective Luck. This shaman can cause fate to twist so that it benefits a creature within 30 feet for 1 round. Whenever that creature is targeted by an effect that requires an attack roll, including weapon attacks, the attacker must roll twice and take the worst result. So it's a way of protecting Sela when she's tanking us. Land for this level will be going Zen Archer. Next level he'll be going Magus to get some more spells. We go athletics, mobility, and lower religion. For his bonus feat, we go precise shot. Now he won't take that -4 whenever he shoots into melee. And we go way of the longbow, making him better at longbow use. Winterwug, who we don't get to keep, stays fighter. And we go lore, nature, perception. We'll go weapon focus. Longbow for him, which makes it choose one type of weapon. You can also choose unarmed strike, or if you are a spellcaster, melee or ranged touch attack as your weapon for this purpose of this feat. You gain a +1 bonus on all attack rolls you make using the selected weapon. So it helps you to hit better with your selected weapon. Now we look around for any loot so we can pick it up. There'll be a seller in a minute. Now we can sell all our stuff to. Finally, someone from the surface. I was beginning to lose hope. An elderly man in expensive but not ostentatious clothes approaches you. His face is peppered with several healed cuts and bruises and twisted in an expression of extreme discontent. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Horgus Gwyrm. Yes, that Gwyrm. You no doubt have heard of me. If you spent any time at all in the city, I have a business proposition for you. Your name tells me nothing. Who are you? You truly are freshly arrived in the city, then? You couldn't have picked a worse time, that's for certain. Only just arrived, and the city's been razed to rubble. You should know that you are looking at one of the richest and most distinguished men in Canaveras. I may not be all well known as certain swaggering loudmouths who spend their lives traipsing from one ball to the next, but the Gwyrm Trading Company is one of the pillars of the city. I'll have you know. Did you see the marquees in the square? I paid for those. Tried new festival delicacies? You have Horgus Gwyrm to thank for that. How'd you end up here? For a moment, Horgus's eyes focus on Camellia before his gaze returns to you. Like everyone else, down I went when that accursed beetle cleaved ground in twain beneath our feet. I'm lucky I didn't break my neck in the fall, and I'm doubly lucky I didn't encounter any subterranean cockroaches on my blind wanderings, and instead came across hunters from this settlement. Although I must say, when I first glimpsed their physiognomics, my life flashed before my very eyes. But they turned out to be decent chaps, frightening to look at, but able to keep a bargain. You don't speak well kindly to mongrels, even though they saved your life. Psh, kind words are for people with hours to fritter away on unpleasantries. Horgus Gwyrm speaks his mind, and he pays for his services rendered not with kind words, but with hard coin. I gave the mongrels my dagger in exchange for their help. Its handle is worth more than their whole village. What kind of business proposition? I don't know what's happening on the surface right now, but I'm determined to find out. You have no intention of staying out the rest of your days in this village, I suspect. We must find a route back to the surface to the city, if there's anything left of it. I'm a moderately pious man, and I don't mind relying on the help of a person who has the favor of the gods, especially with so many demons lurking about. I'm sure he's saying that partially because of the sword, partially because of a Warpriest. You're strong. It would be no trouble to you, but I, alas, am not as fit as I once was. I can't go crawling about through caves playing at scouts. My proposition is simple. Lead me back to the city, and I shall pay you 1,000 gold coins. I suggest you help this man. It is good to have friends among the Canaveras elite. Diplomacy, which is 9, we can try for 2,000 gold. Might as well. We succeeded. Horgus gazes eyes is piercing. Are you taking advantage of my dire circumstances? Very well, make it 2,000. Deal. Splendid. In the meantime, I shall sit here in the village. We have to go. Go on, go on. Don't forget our agreement. When you find a way out, be sure to tell me. So there's somebody else from the surface down here who can't fight that wants our help getting back out. Oop, there's an item down here. The map traveling was making us go the wrong way. Dira here is a merchant. You there! A tall woman with a face deformed by an enormous swelling smiles broadly at you, showing off her double row of small, sharp teeth. You from the surface. You must be tough. To make it all the way here, never thought I'd see the day. Call me Dara, the Strayed. Who are you? The people around here call me all sorts. Dara the hoarder, Dara the coin, Dara the city girl. Like that's a bad thing. Haha. I trawl the caves, picking up all kinds of things from the surface that wash down here through your sewers. I trade all kinds of junk for food and clothes, but I only pay with my best finds for coins. Got no coins? Forget what money is? Well, then I have no use for you. If you want city goods, you need to pay for them. With gold, like the city folk. Why are you so eager to trade? Why are you so eager to trade with me? Because all the people here are no better than animals now. There yells with surprising anger before being overcome with coughing. Wiping her mouth, she continues. Our forefathers lived in the city. Like you, our people loved to reminisce about armies, knights, crusades, but I couldn't care less about that. Savages with clubs can fight a war. Only civilized folk can buy and sell. Let's trade. I'm gonna go bulk selling, which gets rid of all the garbage. I'm gonna go no filter to type in the ascending order. That's cold iron, so I want to keep that. That's cold iron. Those are ever burning torches. I don't know if I'll need them or not. I'm gonna sell my flail. I'm gonna sell my light crossbow. I'm gonna sell my longsword. I'm gonna sell my masterwork dagger. I'm gonna sell my masterwork light crossbow. I'm gonna sell my short spear. And I'm gonna sell my heavy shield. And I'm gonna sell inflict light wounds because I never seem to use them. It's gonna give me 294 gold. Let's see. Yes, she does have some potions of cure wounds. I'm gonna see if I can afford 11 of them. I can. That gives me 13 total. These heal you when you're hurt. Similar to what Camellia can do. This hut is the one that you gave us to rest. Resting will heal us completely and give us back any uses of abilities that we used. The messenger returned. The tribes are gathering at the entrance to the maze. Our people have already gone there. I've warned Anivia and that old guy who won't even acknowledge me. Take your time, there's no rush. The most important people always show up late. Lan looks around. Everything's going to plan, but one thing's bothering me. Windowalk's gone. All the tribes, so a whole army is marching on the maze then? By mongrel standards, yes, but don't be too disappointed when you see the reality. There aren't many of us who can hold a weapon, and fewer still can do any damage with one. What do you think happened to Wonderwalk? Lan shakes his head. I don't know. She was always stubborn. Maybe she decided she could do it all on her own. I hope she comes back. We'll struggle without her and she'll struggle without us. No matter how hard, she'll try to deny it. What about Neva and Horgus? Are we just going to leave them here? Once we've cleared the maze, the way ahead will be safe. Anivia's in no state to fight. And that Horgus guy, he doesn't look like he'll shift an inch unless we roll out the red carpet all the way to the exit. If you remember correctly, in the first episode, Anivia's leg was broken. Still, are you sure the maze is the only way to the surface? There was another passage, the one I used with my dad when we left and then came back. The chief back then he found it and filled it, so to stop anybody else going against the ancestors' wishes. And what the ancestors wanted was for everyone to go through the maze. I'm not sure of anything right now, but we don't have a choice. We can only go forward. Let's go. There's no time to lose. Let's go, but before we do, thank you. I was so happy. I forgot to thank you before, but you've done something no one else has in a long time. You've given the mongrels hope. It's like we're starting to believe that we're worth something, now that we had the power of the angels on our side. Lan's face grows sullen. It won't change anything, of course, but at least you'll help us save the young ones. Hopefully. Let's go through the main gate. The straight road is the shortest. We can go map, right click, and it'll take us there. Let's set up our formation to get Lan in the back. Get me up front with Celia. And get Camellia in the middle to heal us. That's how I'll walk through the maze. It's 30 minutes. It's time to save. And quit recording. Have a nice day.